Hang on, where's the screen? There we go. Hey there, welcome everybody, and we're back with another episode of the Pod Squares. It's me, Sam Crow, your host, with co-host Big Hoss and Taskmaster Bill V. As we all know, you guys have seen us all here before. We are here hanging out. It's Sunday night. Been a long weekend. I'm sure it's been a long weekend for a lot of you guys. So we are going to be here to help you unwind, relax, maybe put you to sleep. Don't know. Depends on what happens. Who knows? We don't usually know.
Well, what I heard is Big Hoss is going to sing a lullaby.
That could be. He just has to talk. That's about it.
You can sing. I mean, I know you can.
Maybe in the shower.
But no, actually, I can sing. All my friends say I'm a good singer.
There we go.
You can do your general Jim Carrey impression from Ace Ventura with the butt talking. Hi, Musashi. What question? No.
Shut up.
Yeah, it's gonna be that kind of night. So happy Sunday, you guys. We're in the middle. Well, actually coming towards the end of March already. Coming into April, we got some fun things gonna be lined up. We got a lot of stuff going on, which we'll talk a little bit about. But we're just gonna chill. We're gonna hang back. We're going to hopefully get some new faces on here. Again, just to give you guys a little preface for this show, this is kind of a mishmash of a lot of us that we're hoping we'll get more, but this will feature a lot of us involved. You guys know we have the network that we launched earlier back at the end of last year. Officially now in the last month or so, since we've got to add a lot to our duty roster, which is nice. We're really glad to have everybody involved. Some exciting things we're going to be working on. We got a lot of projects in mind to pump up the volume on the entertainment. For some PR stuff, for some fun things. We got some fun things planned for some challenges, some games we're going to be doing. And of course, as the seasons require, we are going to have holiday episodes. And actually, one thing I forgot to mention before the start of the show, once I have the duty roster down and the schedule up, I'm going to work with Taskmaster Bill. We're going to officially launch the network schedule that has all the neat little decorative designs there. So you guys know what shows are coming out when, where, why, who, and yada yada.
Now, here's a question for those listening: do you say schedule or schedule?
Oh boy. Well, what do you say? What do you say? Since we're all U.S. based except for Bill, what do you say up in Canada?
I say schedule, but
okay.
It's not uncommon to hear schedule.
Okay. Sorry. No. Yeah. No. That's. I'm kind of playing off of the show from Banter last night. They were doing this whole voice impressions. I'm not going to try a Canadian accent. I'm not that good. But
to me, there is no Canadian accent. So.
Well, yeah, it's because you're used to it.
Now, if you're from Newfoundland,
that's what I'm talking about.
Quebecers have their own accent.
Yeah, I do like Canadian bacon, though. I'll give you that.
Pea meal. I love pea meal bacon.
Oh yeah.
I gotta send Haas a whole thing of butter tarts. You guys know what butter
tarts
are? What are butter tarts? Know what that is? Butter tart is like a small, almost handheld pie with pastry in a circle, filled with basically the filling of a pecan pie, except you can put pecans in it or raisins or just on its own with flaky.
Oh, that sounds good.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think you guys make them at all. Easy enough. You still there, Sam?
He froze.
Uh-oh. If you can. So what were you up to today, Haas?
Just chilling.
Oh, how did the apartment inspection go?
That's not till tomorrow.
Oh, it's not till. Oh, so you got another day to make it look pretty.
Yeah. I am still here. You guys can hear. Maybe you can't hear me either. I am still here I just have to close out the screen. I'm trying to share this with the others in the chats, but hold on.
I was gonna say, your camera is very narrow. So I can see your handsome nose, but I can't see the bottom of your chest.
If you really want to, but
well, I don't.
I mean, heck, if you ask nicely, I'll just take my shirt off. But
Jace already told me he wants to see it. So
I've seen it before, and I don't want to see it again.
You want to just stare right into it. All right, I gotta try this one more time. I can't find the chat.
You're not that attractive, thank you.
Wow.
And not
Okay.
my type. And not my type.
Oh, come on.
You don't know. I'm an acquired taste.
Don't you like balding men who are intelligent?
No.
Wait, whose side are you on?
I'm not on any side.
Okay.
I'm trying to create banter so people will listen.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. Sure.
He's trying
All right.
to pin us against each other there, Sam.
Yeah, I can tell.
I don't have to worry about going bald. My grandpa died with a brush cut. I'm fine.
Oh, okay. Well, we might if you keep those comments up, you might go a lot sooner than he did.
Maybe.
Zinger.
You know what? Whoever disposes of me gets my debt.
Oh, okay. Wait, isn't that's your family though? That's gonna be a loving gift to your dear wife there if you go first.
Yeah, I guess if I work too hard.
That's true. Well, don't we all? Yeah. All right, let me try this one more time. I'm probably gonna freeze again, but I want to get this to the right chat because this is annoying here.
What are you trying to do?
Just share the link for the show right now so everybody can.
Oh, can't you just click up top, copy and paste kind of deal?
I can, but when I'm running it and I got to close the screen out because
that's why you're the technical wizard of the bunch.
Exactly. Whoops. Hang on. No. Idiots. Okay, hold on.
I know this is riveting watching everybody. Are you outside, Haas?
Of course he is. Where is he always at?
Yes, I am outside.
One of these days.
Are you on your patio or something, or?
No, I'm in the parking lot.
Make sure you start pedaling for change.
This is our patio.
Yeah, start pedaling for change like a homeless person.
No.
I think we get some random strangers to show up on you.
Get some random strangers my ass.
There's enough of them over here.
Exactly. Wow, I'm dumb. I did copy and paste that. That was stupid. But anyway. I got very little brain function at this point. I used it all already, so
This is going to be a very short episode, people. As we watch Big Hoss green out and Sam Crow fall asleep.
I'm actually, that's why A, I'm not laying down and I'm not drinking. That's not that type of show tonight. But B, that was the other thing. So Big Hoss's goal is the next one we want to see you live stream is from your bathroom.
No.
I don't want to see that.
I don't want to see that either.
Why do we? Oh wait, here he goes. Let's see. Where's my sound effects? Speaking of, what happens when Big Hoss is in the bathroom and accidentally looks in the mirror? Yeah, I'm just as scared too. Anyway, so what's going on, everybody? What's happening this weekend? Who did anything fun? Anything exciting?
Well, I can tell you this: if there's anybody here that watches the American College March Madness, there was one hell of a game this afternoon between Duke and UConn.
I heard about that actually. Yeah.
At one point, University of Connecticut was down by 19 points, and they scored on a 3-pointer from a good distance with 0.4 seconds left.
Dang. Talk about a buzzer beater.
Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah, March Madness is in full swing, and we have. We are going to bring. I wanted to bring this up. We have done a sports show, and I might do this on my own, but we're going to bring. I have one topic I want to bring up because I thought this is interesting, and this is one I like to bring up a lot. But we'll get to that in a minute. This is going to be great feedback for that. Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes the days blend. I don't even really have a weekend. My weekend actually is, well, technically tomorrow, but I'm still going to be busy. So.
Well, you said you're working tomorrow, aren't you?
Yeah, but half a day. But then I have the interviews to do, and then I got all kinds of fun stuff to do, and then at some point I'll probably pass out.
I was going to say, if there's something you need done, throw it to me, and I'll play with it.
There you go. I'm thinking. Well, that I want to see how those interviews go. So we have the new person that wants to be sponsored coming in and it's going to help us out. So we got to do that.
Oh yeah, the singer. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
And so I think the top right now, and I'm going to mention this for this is going to be again. We talked a little bit about the meeting notes for this, but I think priority is going to be getting everything up for PR stuff, getting the schedules together. I really want to launch all that stuff. I think that's going to be top priority when we discuss in the next upcoming meeting, which will be hopefully this next week or so.
Will it be just us or the junior officers as well?
They'll be everybody will be there, all 6 of us. So, and I know they have some ideas they want to share also. So I want to get everything on the table so that we can really start.
Scheduling may be a little tricky with the girl that's in England.
Yeah, that's possible. If we go, what time is it? Oh, my hope is. We'll see. I think Eastern time is 4 hours ahead.
London is or England is 5 hours ahead of me.
Okay, yeah, so she's 4 hours ahead of me. So what I'm hoping to do, is do it a little bit earlier. That way we can get her on because she's usually up late. She's up streaming usually. So,
like if we did it 8 o'clock our time.
Yeah, something like
1 in the morning for her.
Yep, and she's usually up anyway. So, and again, I'm not banking on a super long, but I want to restart. I want to lock everything down as much as possible, and then we're also going to assign. Everybody's going to get tasks like we can all do, so that everybody's working together, keep everybody busy, including myself, but I'm not overloaded. So I want to get all that figured and more, and obviously we'll probably do the head count at that meeting too, so we can kind of go over everything all together. Yeah, so that's point of reference and a little interesting fact for anybody watching this too, just so you guys know we do work hard at getting things out because this is going to be a big year. We got a lot of great people that are jumping on, a lot of great shows, a lot of great content. It's going to be one heck of a holiday party.
And I will let people know we are trying to get a diverse array of podcasts.
Yep.
So everything from music, sports, and TV to relationship things and parenting and everything that it won't bring you down, but it should bring you up.
Mm-hmm. And the entertainment. This is sort of the motto I've always shared, where I like to have a potpourri of options. Hence why we have the network as a TV kind of version, because there's always something for everybody. So if there's one particular thing you don't want or don't like, there's something else. It's not a one and done kind of deal where, okay, this is not for me. I just want to end that. Oh, that's right. I almost forgot. I have to be on the other show tomorrow night as well. I got to watch that sometime tomorrow. I got the next movie to watch for the movie guys tomorrow.
Oh, what are you watching?
I think it's the Muppet movie.
The original 1981.
That one. I think there's a newer one. I'm not sure. They have access to those clips, so they sent me the full movie. I can watch it right on my phone.
Like if you're talking to them, let them know. Like in that series, their version of A Christmas Carol is actually very good.
I like that one. Yeah, that was a good one. I also liked, my favorite was Treasure Island was one of my favorites too. But that's just me.
I can remember my dad taking me to them in the 80s. I can't remember.
Yeah.
But I don't.
I mean, and I'm not a big Muppet. I mean, I'm not a huge Muppets fan. I mean, it's okay, but like that was one of the more ones I could actually watch. And Big Hoss is a Muppet, but
you gonna take that, Hoss?
Shut up, Sam Crow.
Wow. His comebacks. Oh, that hurts so much. I need to get your ghostwriter for me.
I think his ghostwriter is the guy behind them.
Probably.
I'll put you in a fucking home, Sam Crow. Keep it up.
Yeah, I'll put you somewhere. I'll put you in a home with Mr. Burns. He'll be nice friends with you there.
No, you won't.
Send you in there, nice little parting. I'll have a nice little package gift to take in with you, which you won't know what it is till you open it for him, and then you'll know exactly what it is.
Nope.
Mm-hmm. Everybody's got to come in with a housewarming gift.
Have you seen the movie Bubba Hotep?
Which one?
Bubba Hotep.
I think a while ago. It's been a long time.
It's got Bruce Campbell and Ozzie Davis as people in an old age home who have different maladies and mental states.
Yeah, I think I've seen it a while ago. Yep.
And Ozzie Davis thinks he's JFK even though he's the wrong color.
Yeah, those are some good ones there. I've been watching a lot more action. Obviously, been watching a lot more of the Chuck Norris films just because everything happened recently.
You know, my favorite Chuck Norris film is Silent Rage.
That was a good one. My outside of the Delta Force and Missing in Action, my favorite probably was Lone Wolf McQuade.
Is that the one where he's a cop or is it a Western?
He's a Texas Ranger, yeah, before Walker. Yeah. It was his original. Yep, that was the fight with David Carradine. That was a pretty good one.
Yeah.
Then, of course, there's The Way of the Dragon. The fight he had with Bruce Lee in the Coliseum was always a movie cinematic classic. So,
yeah, what I didn't know is that Bruce Lee was a big pothead. he would have them before before the start of a shooting, and he'd bring them for the crew. And
well, he did, yeah. It helped him clear. It kind of helped clear him. What do you say? Clear the mind out, because obviously, and I think it enhanced. He claims, at least, he claimed that it enhanced his focus too. Of course, you could never tell because you on screen action, but
yeah, I haven't seen that movie. I don't think I've seen that movie in 30 years.
Yeah, that's still a class. That's like one of the all-time classics. What did I just start watching? I've seen it before. It was on my bucket list, and I had it. I started watching The Graduate again.
Dustin Hoffman.
Yep, and Anne Bancroft. Yep.
If you like action films with a bit of fun to them, I want you to look up the story of Ricky O.
Oh yeah, okay.
Have you seen that one?
It's been a while, but yeah, I remember watching that one. Yeah,
that is so much fun. That is so much fun.
That's always a good one. Okay, so here's this just for a moment. This is not really I know this is not Big Hoss's bag, but since Bill is more of the our own particular expert and other player than me in the sporting realm, so here's a fun topic, and I want to share this because this has been gaining a lot of traction. And again, you're welcome to comment, Big Hoss, but this is not your bag. But so, and I want to share this with somebody because I have a theory about this. I've shared this before, but everybody thinks it's crazy, but I don't think so. So the talk around this is more NFL action here. So the talk around the league is who is one of the all-time greats to play the game.
You're talking about Tom
Here's
Brady?
a hint. Here's a hint. Yes, thank you.
I read all about that. Yeah.
So here's the interesting thing, and I want to see what you think because I have a theory about. I've had this theory. I've shared this on the other sports shows, but I've done this. So you do kind of realize. Do you kind of see the concept what he's trying to do? Do you have any idea what he might be trying to do?
Well, I mean, ultimately, I think when he was asked about it, he might have been talking about his own team because they were not very good.
Mm-hmm.
Gardner Minshew was not going to get them to the Super Bowl. So,
well, Minshew's not there. It was Geno Smith last year.
Yeah, no, wasn't Gardner the backup? No,
he was with Kansas City last year.
Aiden
O'Connell. And now, see here, you're on the right track. Here's my I'll share my theory since you mentioned that. Here's where this is going to go. Now he's trying to pull the Jordan. Remember, Michael Jordan did this in 2003 with the Wizards.
Yeah, except that he's 46.
He's 48
or 48, whatever he is. Yeah.
He'll be 49. Yeah, but if you watch, did you see any of those clips from the flag football game?
I haven't seen the clips. No.
The arm is still there. I mean, he can still move. He's in pretty. I think he's still he's probably a top 5 quarterback even now coming back, which is pretty pathetic from the NFL standpoint. But here's what I think is going to happen. He wants to do the Jordan, but he doesn't want to necessarily forego the ownership, which he'd have to do basically per league rules.
Yeah.
Because why? Because the Raiders have the number 1 pick. They're going to draft Mendoza, right? So he comes in for the year to mentor. Maybe they're probably going to say a title run, but the Raiders don't have enough really to challenge for me. And you know who else he's going to bring back too with him?
Gronk.
Yep, who he played with in the Fanatics game. Because think about it, it's ideal. Gronk is my same age as I am, but they already have Brock Bowers, so he could be the secondary. He doesn't have to be the primary tight end. He could be the second option.
Do they still have Meyer?
Who? Jacoby Myers, you mean?
No. Who's that tight end they drafted from Notre Dame 2 years ago?
Brock Bowers.
No, not Brock Bowers. Brock Bowers from Georgia. Is it Mayer?
Yeah, no, I don't think he's there anymore. Was he there? He might be the other option. Yeah. But point being is they would add some talent. Gronk would be the third down option. It's going to sell tickets, and obviously it's going to help promote the team for sure. Because everybody says, well, he doesn't need the money. He doesn't want the money. He wants to play. He's got that itch to get back on the field. Now, the question, though, is, which is a fair point, at 48 years old, which is only a few years younger than I believe you said you are, Bill.
Yeah.
Do you want to get hit by a 25-year-old, 260-pound linebacker at probably about 70 miles an hour? I think they average speed. Because if we did that for you, would you be getting back up right after that hit?
I'd be sleeping.
Yes. So that's the only. And let's be honest. I mean, but it's interesting too because they signed Tyler Lindenbaum. They spent all that money at the center position. They're rebuilding that line, so that would be an attractive. Because what do you got to do for Brady? You got to protect him. He's not going to run. So I don't think they have enough there. But it's an interest. And then the other factor is, what do you do for receiver? Well, AJ Brown wants out of Philly. Tyreek Hill is still out there. So there's some Band-Aids that they could bring on to.
Well, and the other thing is they all will be learning a new system under Kubiak, right? So it'll take them 6 games to,
Well, and this is where, like I said, it's kind of genius where Tom comes back just for one more year. Because again, and people say, here's the big ultimate question: why would he do it? What does he have left to prove? There's one thing he said years ago, which some of you guys may remember. I know, well, you might or may not. His original plan was to play to age 50. So if he comes back for a year, what would he be able to do? He would be able to play to age 50, only for 1 year now. It gives Mendoza a chance to mentor underneath him. They're going to say title run, but we know it's not going to happen. But everybody has to have that goal set.
Who is their number one right now? Do they have anybody other than Aiden O'Connell?
The quarterback?
Yeah.
No, it's going to be. They're going to draft Mendoza out of where is he out of?
Indiana.
Indiana. He's going to be the number one pick. So it makes sense because you bring Brady in to let him sit for. I've always been I'm old school football. Bring the kid in, let him sit for a year under a mentor type quarterback, and then cut him loose.
Yeah, they literally only have O'Connell under contract. It's their only quarterback.
Yep, and but they might have an undrafted. But
I was going to say the tight end. I was thinking of it's Michael Mayer.
Michael Mayer, he might still be there. So with him, Bowers, and you add Gronk, that's a nice option. Now the receiving core is where I'm interested. The GM mind is, okay, go sign Tyreek for whatever year. Go get AJ Brown if you can afford it. Or my other favorite one is, because the Bucs are kind of retooling, go and trade for Evans is gone. Go and trade for Godwin. Brady and Godwin have a connection. He's thrown to him before. So it kind of makes sense to bring him into that fold. Have one AC/DC or one of these great band moments. Bring the band back for one more year, and then everybody kind of wins something there, except for the guys that are going to get beaten up, of course.
I don't know. Tyreek Hill is out there, but I don't know if there's much else. I'm going to look it up.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They have to. I think AJ Brown they would target, but see, the problem is Eagles are asking for far too much. I don't think the Raiders have the draft capital, quite honestly, to match that price.
And quite frankly, they need bodies, so they shouldn't give. They actually might not the first pick, but a later pick go down to pick up a couple extra.
Well, this is why I'm saying too. And let's assume that Tom is going to come back. I think Tampa Bay, you could probably got Chris Godwin loose because they're rebuilding there. They got enough talent. He's going to be the odd man out. Now that Mike Evans went to San Fran, so obviously they're starting to go younger, and Godwin's almost 30. He's been beaten up. But if you probably get him for a cheaper pick, you reunite Tom with somebody he knows outside of Gronk. I mean, he had success. They won with Tampa in the Super Bowl, so he knows Godwin there. Good mentor for the receiving core. Tyreek could be a Band-Aid just for a year. And they also have the young pool. They have I can't remember the other guy's name. They have those.
They have Jack Besh.
Jack Besh. Yep.
And they have Trey Tucker,
and there's one other guy. I forget.
They just signed Jalen Naylor from the Minnesota.
So there you go. So they see again. You get a couple veteran guys, and you have the young core. And now again, you're building for Mendoza for the future. You have a year to kind of go between. But
I was just looking up. Deebo Samuel is available.
Yeah, that could be an option.
And Juwan Jennings is available.
So yeah, the two I'd probably go Deebo. Juwan Jennings has had some injuries too. I mean, Deebo kind of has too, but
Deebo's not been the same for the last 4 or 5 years.
No. So, but again, I guess you got to go on the cheap. And now again, the Raiders. Now the other problem is, here's the other thing though that kind of screws them up is the botched Max Crosby trade hurts their salary cap because they were counting on getting him off the books. And then they gave Tyler Lindenbaum, the center, that huge contract, which ate a lot of their salary. So there could be that. But it's just an interesting theory. I think Big Hoss is going to probably go inside. But I'm just curious because I've shared this before. People are like, oh, it sounds crazy. And then again, they say, well, Tom Brady is not going to come back. Why would he inquire about it? If he's not considering it, why do you even bother asking the league about that? What the stipulations are? So,
the other part that's interesting is he's also an announcer, right? So he's got his foot in a couple doors.
Well, here's the thing, though. The thing that the people don't realize is with the Fox deal, they can put his contract on hold anytime. Because they basically said when he was contemplating retirement back before he came back to Tampa for that last season, they want him bad enough they're willing to wait for him. So if he takes a sabbatical now, they'll put his contract on. They'll put it on ice. They'll wait for him to come back because they know it's not going to be a 5-year stint. So that's not a hard part. The hard part, though, is the ownership situation. And I believe truly he's trying to finagle with the league that he wants to do it for a year, but he doesn't want to sacrifice his ownership stake.
Yeah.
But the league does have rules. I would let them do it because how many players of a Tom Brady caliber are you going to get in a generation? I mean, seriously. But that's just me. So.
Yeah, but then you get into if you're also an owner and you play, it may affect your decision making as a player.
From what standpoint?
Like, let's say the team is losing and they get a better draft pick if they lose the next game. And you're the quarterback.
Yeah. I mean, there is that. But you also got to remember his mentality. Tom Brady is not a losing mentality.
No, he's not. No.
So he's not going to, like, I know people are going to say, well, he'll tank on purpose. If he's going to come back and put his body through that again at almost 50 years old, he's going to want to try to win. Is it going to happen to win? Probably not. But for the argument's sake, we could say that's the mentality because that's what, sorry, I get a message. No worries.
I was going to say, I'm very curious how Travis Genty is behind an improved offensive line.
Oh, Ashton Genty?
Or Ashton Genty, sorry, Ashton Genty.
I like him. I think that was a smart pickup for them.
Yeah, it took him half a year, basically, of getting beat up behind the line to figure out things.
But there again's another thing. Giving Brady up there to hand you the ball too. If he can take the pressure off by running, he doesn't have to throw 20 times a game, 30 times a game. He can run. They can run that ball. I think Genty's got some good wheels on him. So, but that line is the question. The center improved, but everybody else around him. That's the big question.
Didn't he get like $20 million a year? Like it's some.
I think it's more than that because his contract, I think it's a 3-year, $80-some million deal. So he's got to have more, like $25 million, I think, is something. And a lot of that's guaranteed. I think at least half of that's guaranteed. See, I don't like the guarantee things. That's the thing that always gets me and the Browns learned this the hard way with Deshaun Watson. They mortgaged the franchise because they gave him all that money. It just makes logically, is if I was a GM, it makes no sense to me, but I don't know.
But on the other hand, give me another sport where you don't get all the money in your contract.
Well, yeah. Or see, I'm old school.
Hey guys, I gotta skip out of here.
Okay, why? Where are you going?
I gotta go inside.
All right. Well, if you can jump back in when you're inside. Okay.
If I can, I gotta charge my phone though. It's at like 1%.
All right. Well, if you're getting on, we'll be here for a bit. So let me know. No problem. All right. Goodbye.
Ciao.
Oh, this is why we gotta have a.
Well, that's why I wondered if you recruit some of our other members.
Yeah. Well, my thing is for Big Hoss, and we've had these. I'm not publicly going to say it. I'm just saying is you got to be better prepared. That was the other thing I didn't mention. You got to do better at we're going to be on the show. Make sure you have your accessories all charged and everything, if you will. Like that's what I did before I started the show. I threw my phone in the charger. I ate dinner. I took a shower. That's why we ran a little bit late because I was just making sure I had everything done.
You were washing your balls. That's what you were doing.
Well, I did that too, but that was usually I do try to do that when I'm in the shower. Don't we all?
Yeah,
I don't know if you don't do that.
Yeah, no, I just shake and hope the water hits me.
But I'm not your wife, so I don't care what condition they're in. So that's not up to me.
That's true. That's true.
But yeah, so we're gonna three things we gotta talk about. But that whole theory, it's interesting. And again, I'm not saying I think the odds are it's probably not gonna likely happen, but it's just interesting when you read between the lines of that. Like it's there, and everybody knows it. Like why you're trying to play the poker face, everybody knows what you're kind of doing.
Well, the impression I got was, he inquired a bit, and the league basically said, "Bugger off, no."
They don't want because of the whole owner. Now again, and this is where I'm curious of how badly does he want it? Because if you do the Jordan route, you forego your ownership. He's only got 5% in the company in the Raiders anyway. Why are you buying the Raiders? And yeah, I know it's Las Vegas, but you don't need the money anyway. So what's the worst case scenario? You go back to the Patriots, go to the Bucks. They'll give you ownership in the team. You got to be kidding me if you think they won't. I mean, but that's why people say, do you really want to play? And if you want to do it, what's holding? There's all these little questions you have to kind of test yourself with.
That's what the Tampa owner also owns an English soccer team.
Yeah. What's the name of it? Well, that's the other thing. Tom he's got ownership in one of those European soccer, British soccer teams too. So it's not like, and again, you have that deal with Fox. Like, it's not like giving up ownership of the Raiders again at 5%. I mean, you're not, and you're a minority owner. You're not a majority. See, I think in Jordan's case, if I remember back in the day, he had at least 20%, I think, of the Wizards at that time. And the condition was he agreed to sell it back to the main owner if they gave him a roster spot, which they did. And he played 2 seasons, and he actually put up pretty decent numbers back then. He ended up being at 40 and 41.
But do you remember what happened to Mario Lemieux?
Yeah, vaguely. I know. I remember that story.
When Mario retired, in lieu of a higher salary, they gave him a piece of the team. So
yeah,
I don't know. It was 25%. But
something like that.
But the team went bankrupt.
Yeah.
So then, it's a whole scratching and clawing to get stuff back.
But if you got like Brady, and you think about the 23-year career in the NFL, not to mention all the endorsement deals, he's stupid for money. He doesn't need money at this point. I mean,
well, he didn't make as much as his old girlfriend.
His wife, you mean? Oh, I know that he said, I'm not stupid. He even said, was it Jimmy Kimmel? He said, I'm not stupid. She made a lot more than me, but he wasn't also penny. I mean, again, you're like the face of the NFL for more than 2 decades. I mean, but that's also that's another guy trying to come back. I don't know if he's still trying. I know he was up to the last couple of years. Jaromir Jagr was trying to make an NHL comeback.
Oh, no. What was happening was he retired from the NHL. He was happy, and he owned a team in the Czech Republic.
But he plays with them too.
Well, he played with them because he had to, because it drew crowds in.
Yeah, but he said
the team was on shaky ground, and people come to see him. But he's now 48, 49. He can't keep.
No, he's like 55.
Oh,
he's older than that.
Okay, all right.
But he said, I think he was at the time, this was a few years back, I think he just turned 50 or 51. He said that he was going to attempt an NHL comeback. But I'm like, why would you come back? Here's what I don't understand. This is the thing that blows my mind too, is NHL players have a longevity to play almost to their 50s, but not in the NFL. But they take heavier hits. How is that even possible? Like
some people are just genetic freaks. I mean, you get them in every sport. Like LeBron. Should LeBron be this good at this age?
I think this coming year is gonna be it. I just don't see him going much further.
I can see him going as long as he thinks he needs to be there to help his son.
Yeah, well, and even with that though, like they're talking about, but here's what's interesting with that. If you're gonna talk that route, now that since Luka's been there, he understands too. This is where he struggles with. You're not the face of the franchise, and they made that point blatantly clear. That he might think he needs to be there, but if they determine they don't need him, they can move on from him. And it's not a diss at LeBron. It's just we're at that stage.
How old is he? 41?
He was 41. He's a few years older than me. Yeah. So, and he's been playing. This is what 20. This is year 22, I think.
Yeah. Well, you got to think about it because he came back when you can come out of high school. So he was 18.
He did. He was 18 or almost 19. I remember when he was drafted. He went his last year at what was the name of the high school? I forget now. It was out in Indiana, out in Ohio somewhere.
Well, it's one of those prep schools.
But see, here's the other problem too is, and again, it's not a diss there, but the difference between LeBron and LeBron Jr. and Bronny is he's not his dad. You can clearly see that. I mean, he's got some talent, but he's not a.
Yeah, he's gonna be at best a 6th or 7th man, but you can you can have a long productive career as a good 6th and 7th man.
Yeah, there's no shame in that, but see, some things are hard to replicate. Like you just can't do the same thing. Like, and again, I know that's the expectation because that's what the argument was. Oh, well, the Lakers drafted him because of LeBron. He only got to the league because of his dad because he didn't play any college ball. He only was barely not even a season into USC. He just, because of the whole pop the heart thing when he collapsed and all that stuff, he never played. And all of a sudden, he's a top pick. He's the 55th pick in the draft. Like, who does that? I mean, that's just not on a whim.
The other really successful player who came out of high school was T-Mac.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's just a shame he never had the titles behind him, but he had a pretty good, stats and everything were great.
Yeah. His problem was he chased the money.
Well, that's the problem. Look at most modern sports. We're just talking about look at who was the other guy? I heard them mention about Juan Soto going to the Mets. Why do you go to the Mets? You're not going to win anything in New York there. They haven't won a title since 2000, 99, 98, something like that. They're in there somewhere.
What was the year that they beat the Red Sox?
That was 86, and that was the first loss for Roger Clemens. He was the pitcher for the Red Sox. He lost. That was the first series that he lost.
Yeah, I mean, I can still remember Mookie Wilson hit the ball that went through Buckner's legs.
Yep, that's the classic play. Yep.
I think it was Gary Carter running around the bases to come in.
Yep. So, but again, you get the monster contract, but it's why would you go? Because you're chasing the money. And again, it's different. A lot of players are not loyal to teams anymore. That's the thing of the past. But when you chase the money and you have to realize, I'm probably not going to get a title. You go to a franchise that hasn't seen a title in God knows how long.
Yeah, because when he left Toronto, he went to Orlando, I think. In Orlando.
Who, McGrady?
Yeah.
Yeah, he went, let me think.
Houston. I know he played for Houston.
He played for Houston. Did he play in Toronto?
That's where he started. Because Vince Carter was his cousin.
Okay. Yeah, I like Vince Carter. Vince Carter had a pretty good career too.
Yeah, he's cool. And Vince Carter lasted until the early 40s too. He was like LeBron. He lasted.
He was 43. He's the oldest player to play in the league unless LeBron passes him, which is close. He's close.
Is he actually the oldest? I didn't know that.
Yep, longest tenured, oldest player. Yep. He played till he was 43. I think 24 seasons. That was an NBA record at that time, or something. Whatever it was.
The other guy I would have guessed was Kareem.
Yeah, I feel like was he 38 when he retired?
I know he that skyhook friggin' awesome. Nobody does.
Oh yeah, you couldn't stop that shot.
I was mentioning to my buddy last week when we were watching. I think we were watching NBA, and we were like, "Who does a hook shot anymore?"
Nobody. Well, even some of these dunks and some of these old school, you don't see. Well, that's like in the NFL. Who does a shovel pass anymore? Who does the flea flickers anymore? You don't see these plays much anymore.
Not much. When's the last time you saw a kicker with bare feet?
Yeah, like the old mud bowls back in the day. Yeah.
I remember the Packers. The Packers used to have a shoeless kicker.
Yeah.
And in Fahrenheit, it would have been 4 degrees. And you get there in bare feet,
So, you don't see a lot of that stuff, but interesting turn about. Here's a really good question I have too, and maybe you can answer this because I know this is your neck of the woods there, and I've for years never understood this. How is in American baseball, how do we have the Toronto Blue Jays that is not an American-based team in an American-based sport? How does that happen?
Because it's set on geography and travel expense.
Is that why? Okay, because for a long time, I could never understand. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like the Blue Jays. I have nothing. I like tying the Canadian. Like same thing with the NHL. We have a lot of mixture between American and Canadian teams, but I just never understood how.
Well, it would have been set up based on travel. Pretty sure.
Okay.
They could have gone in the NL, and they would have been with like the Mets, the Phillies, like that neck of the woods as well. Or the Cubs, but. The original story was in 1976, the Blue Jays were this close to buying the San Francisco Giants.
Okay.
At that point, they were financially pretty wonky.
Yeah.
And I think the MLB pulled the rug from that, but said, we'll give you an expansion team.
Oh, okay. Well, that's all right. Yeah, I can see that there.
And so then they came in with, I think, Seattle Mariners same year, 77. Because right now the Jays are in their 50th season, so it's a big deal. Yeah.
And I will say this, not a sore rubbing point, but I was pulling from that World Series really disappointed because I think they could have had that title. But
I was sitting in my buddy's basement and Hoffman was pitching. I'm like, Hoffman, you're shit. And he gives up the home run to a guy hitting like 120. It was ridiculous.
Like the worst time to go cold. And listen, I've watched his dad play. I like Vlad Jr. I mean, I think he's got a lot of the same skill set that Vlad Sr. had. And of course, now you lose Bo Bichette, who left to go to. Which
I put a clip. If anybody, my podcast is music, movies, sports, and stuff. And in our Facebook group, I put a clip in that of Bo Bichette striking out, and the crowd already is booing him.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, it was just not a good. It was not a good.
In all my fantasy teams, I never once picked up Bo Bichette.
I don't. I mean, listen, some players get hot, but still, I mean, he's not really a power hitter for that either. Like, I don't get power based for that. So
he might get 20 homers in a good year, but he's good. He's almost the old like Pete Rose. Pete Rose would get 1,000 singles.
Personally, like I said, for me, the power hitter, the best guy the Jays have, and the guy I like is Vlad Jr. I think he's the one that's got the power. But if you're going to have anybody who's going to do it, but they just, and I was thinking about it because one of my all-time favorites, and I believe they still erected a statue to him up there somewhere. My favorite Jay back in the day was Roy Halladay.
I used to love going to see Halladay because he pitched quick before the pitch clock, right?
Yep.
So,
that was
When some guys would have 3 to 3.5 hour games, he'd be done in 2.5.
Yep, and I think he had like a limited number. He like I think they say they had a total pitch count. He never hit his total pitch count because he was able to get it out without wearing himself down. It's a shame he died when he did. That was unfortunate.
That was a helicopter
plane crash. Yeah, he was 40 years old. Yep. So
like just retired.
Yeah. It was only a couple of years after the Phillies. The Phillies, I think, retired his. They retired a couple numbers. I think the Jays retired his number 2 up there.
Yeah, I think he pretty well split his time, but he got a World Series and a no-hitter with Philly.
With the Phillies, yeah. Well, I mean, obviously the Jays didn't have. I mean, they had. Listen. Back. I mean, you go back to the early days. They had who are some of my other favorites? Vernon Wells was a great player out there.
Sean Green.
Yeah, briefly.
Carlos Delgado.
Carlos Delgado is the other one. I like,
Raul Mondesi.
Yeah, who was the third baseman though? They had another third.
They had Kelly Gruber. They had at third they had Ed Sprague.
Didn't they have? They had. Was it Troy Gloss?
Yes, they had Troy Gloss for a while.
I like Troy Gloss. Yeah. So they had talent. And I think Scott Rowland played there briefly too. Yep. Was it Rowland?
Yeah, he played there a year or two. Yeah.
And was it Shea Hillenbrand? I think Hillenbrand made a stop. He was a good utility
for a while. Yeah, he was there for a while. Yep. You see, you know your J stuff.
I like that. And what's the catcher's name?
Ernie Witt, Buck Martinez, Kirk, Charlie O'Brien, Greg Zahn.
Greg Zahn. That's what I'm thinking of. Yeah, more recent. Yeah, was a decent. And what's his name? No, he wasn't there. Who else was there? Somebody else there. I just remember because I'm like they had such talent that walked through the door, but every year
they just couldn't. They didn't have like the year that Pat Henkin won the Cy Young. They weren't that good a team.
I mean, even they had guys outside of Halladay. I mean, you had AJ Burnett there for a bit. You had,
I forgot about Burnett. Yeah, I forgot about Burnett. That's right.
Briefly, but my favorite all-time, one of my all-time favorite pitchers. I watched him pitch was the Big Unit. He was one of my favorites. But
yeah, the Jays for closer had BJ Ryan for a while.
Yeah, and BJ Ryan was another. I liked him. He was a really good one.
He was good until he wasn't.
Well, that kind of, and then was it Billy Koch who was there briefly? I know they had another.
Billy Koch was one of those guys. He could throw 105, but it might end up in a guy's head.
Yeah. See, and I missed. I mean, no disrespect to. I know they're rocking their the old school logo now, but I like the Sleep J back in the early 2000s when they had the black with the.
Yeah, well, and you forget Frank Thomas was on a couple of those teams.
Frank Thomas, I knew that. I was gonna say. I thought he was there briefly. Yeah, he was the other one. See, I'm pretty old. I remember a lot of this stuff.
They used to have a manager. They had one good year with a manager called Tim Johnson, and
Mm-hmm.
they got above 500. They didn't quite make the playoffs, but they sniffed around. It turned out
that was the other one.
He was telling people that he was, about success stories of his time in Vietnam, and he wasn't at Vietnam.
And what was his oh, I can see him, but I can't think of his name now. He went to the Red Sox and won the World Series with them, managed oh, dang it. It's gonna drive me nuts now. I can see him too. John
not John who've been their managers? They haven't had it. John Gibbons.
John Gibbons, thank you. Yeah, yep. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, I like Gibby. I think Gibby, at least last year, was a bench coach with the Mets.
Yeah, I think that's what he did. But he has one series. He came from the Blue Jays. He went to manage the Red Sox after Francona left. After I think Terry Francona left, and went to.
The players loved Gibby, but he was a little too. He was like Bum Phillips. Like he would just tell you everything, right? And come up with these weird stories about living on a ranch in Wyoming or something. And
yeah, he wasn't the most. What's the word? Hello, Jim. Let me put your comment out here. There we go.
So
he wasn't.
Jim, join in the baseball conversation. I know that there's a big British baseball league.
They don't play. Oh gosh, they don't.
Actually, the Great Britain had a team in the World Baseball Classic.
They did, yeah. But what else are they known for? I mean, British, they don't play heavy sport. Well, rugby. I'll give you rugby if you want to go heavy sport.
There's actually a fairly competitive professional hockey league in England.
Okay. Well, we'll give you that. All right.
Like in the pecking order of leagues, it's towards the middle, but you can still get paid half decently. So.
And listen, I'll give you credit. I will give Canada more props in their sports than the UK. So if that means anything, I know you're British. Technically, you're an English province, but still.
Not anymore. That broke in '82.
Yeah. So there is that.
We are still part of the Commonwealth, and we embrace it. We just don't want anything to do with Chuck.
Well, who does? I mean,
even his wife doesn't.
Exactly. Even the country does. I mean, think about it. I mean, it's no disrespect, but. When you get in that position after your mom's been there for what 5 decades? She's like the longest tenured ruler over there.
Well, she was there. Was it early 50s?
1952, I think, when she was 22, because her dad was with King Edward. I think he was growing ill, so she began to
kind of
because she died. She's the longest reigning monarch in Britain's history because she did 50. Her jubilee, it was almost 50 some years, whatever it was. But then who's her son, inherits the throne now because your mom dies, not because necessarily she didn't step down or anything.
But how old was he? 75 when he became.
Yeah. So, needless to say, he's not going to reign as long as mom.
I was going to say that's about as old as my dad when he passed. He just gets the new job, right?
Pretty much, yeah. The only unfortunate thing, although I don't know, so your dad passed away from cancer, but Charles was also ill with something going on. I don't know if they disclosed a lot of that, but when you reach that age, though, I mean, it's just but yeah.
And the other guy that's interesting over there, I'm not trying to slag the UK.
No, just all in fun. Yeah, we're not. Yeah, no, of course not.
But it's all the stuff with Prince Andrew now, right?
Oh yeah, if you have Prince, what is that joke? If you have Prince Andrew trapped in a can, you better let him out.
He's let's just say he liked to dabble in things of a certain age.
Yeah.
So that's why England is demanding more of the files to be released. They don't care. They could care less about Trump. They just want to know about.
Now, to be fair, for anybody who's a UK watch listener, we'll make our own jokes. It's the same implication we say about our own altar boys here in the United States with the Catholic Church. So I will throw those out there just to be fair. So if you want to make jokes, at least we're covered there. Yeah, no, it's it's interesting. Like all the years, like going back, like I will say I've seen some great ones. I watched the comeback in Super Bowl 51, obviously a huge one. Go Patriots.
Was that the Atlanta? That was the Atlanta one.
Yep, 34-28. Yep, greatest comeback, first overtime Super Bowl in history
Because
too.
my buddy was there, and he's a huge New England fan, and he was getting pissed off, and the more beer he drank, he got pissed off. Then all of a sudden, it switched.
Yeah. See, you can't. Well, the thing I love about that story is people were leaving the stadium, and once you leave, you can't go back, and that's when the comebacks are. You never. And I was a hard watch, but I'm like, I'm gonna see this. I watched this Super Bowl even when they lost to Seattle. I watched it till about the end. You got to stick it out. Now this was a little bit different, obviously, but you got to wait because you never know what's going to happen. Like I watched the Red Sox sweep. I saw that sweep back in 2004. I'll never forget that series. Coming back from three.
It's funny you mentioned that because last night I was sitting down here and I'd had a smoke, and ESPN had one of the 30 for 30s.
Yep.
And it was on the Buffalo Bills and their 4 Super Bowls in a row. They lost all 4 of them. But they had the one playoff game against Houston. I think it was 92, where they were down by 32 points, and Frank Reich brought them back.
Yeah, it was Kelly. I think he was hurt. He wasn't. He didn't.
Yeah, Kelly got hurt in the first half.
Yeah,
and it was the same thing. People were turning around, and they were talking to Bill Polian, who was the GM at the time.
At that time, yeah.
And he said he knows that they didn't have to let them in, but he did anyways. So then the stadium was full again. You know?
Yep. The sad part about that was with Buffalo, like, and that's one thing, they can rival the Patriots. It's not the best thing to be remembered for. Now the Patriots made history for the wrong reason too. They have the most Super Bowl losses in history.
Have they lost 4?
No, they're in total. They lost 6. This is their 6th loss.
But Brady 6-4 in Super Bowl.
He's and with the Patriots, he's 6-3.
6-3. Because I remember watching New England lose to Green Bay when Bledsoe was there.
Yep, and then the other loss was back in the 80s.
I remember the loss against the Bears in '85. It would have been
that's right there. Yep.
But the distinction of that game is New England started Steve Grogan. No.
Yep.
Eason. No, they started Eason.
Yep.
And Eason is the only quarterback in Super Bowl history not to complete a pass in a game he started because they pulled him.
I remember that. Yep.
Quarter, yeah.
Yep. I remember that answer. Yeah. Yeah. So and this is the thing. Like, I know people say, I mean, that's the thing I like about, and I'll say this because people comment me, oh, you like him because I was never a big fan of Brady in the beginning. See, obviously usurped Bledsoe, but the thing was, you hear the misconceptions of he's all about me. He's this selfish kind of. He's got that winning mentality when you come in, like, and you could say everybody could say what you want, but you got to respect the guy who. And then he goes to Tampa in one season and he wins for a franchise that hasn't won it in what was it, almost 20 years since they had that title back in 2002, 03.
Since Rob Johnson, or not Rob,
Brad Johnson.
Brad Johnson.
Yep.
Brad Johnson.
But that was 2002. It was almost 20 years to date when they won that Super Bowl back then. So, but you go, so, and again, I know there's some things, there's discrepancies and stuff, but, and that's why I tell people all the time, they always say, oh, well, Brady's this and that. Listen, you want to be the best, you got to beat the best. If you can't beat him at his own game, then why are you talking for? It's like trying to go up against Muhammad Ali. You want to be the best, you got to beat the best. You can't just.
New England also had advantages that other teams didn't in terms of scouting.
Yeah.
So they were always skirting that line,
I mean, but that's more, and that's like the thing. Like people say now, like I'll give you the Spygate thing. That's on Belichick. That's a really bad decision there. But the one thing that I called BS, somebody said this the other day, and I clapped back pretty quick. I said the whole Deflategate thing is BS because there was no proof of that. They couldn't prove anything. And
I think what they came up with was Brady had a preference for how the ball should be, but he didn't do it.
Right, and he said, "I don't know." And think about it. It's like with tires. When you go outside, the air pressure can change the pressure in the ball. You're playing in cold and hot and raining, and like it can change. It can deflate. And the thing that's ironic about that game, and this is where I blame because it was against the Colts. Obviously, they lost by 35 points deficit, whatever it was. It was a pretty large deficit. It was 52 to 24, something like that. Here's the idea. If your defense is that bad, it doesn't matter if the balls are inflated or deflated. You clearly can't play defense then if you're losing by that amount. So just play better then. What's the difference with the grip on it? Your defense could sack the quarterback. You could intercept the quarterback. Your defense is not doing its job, clearly.
Yeah, that would have been like Rodney Harrison, Willie McGinnis, those guys. Teddy Brucey.
No, this was in 2016.
Oh,
this
2016, okay.
Yep, and they gave Brady this is why this is incredible. He got a 4-game suspension, so he missed the first 4 games of that season. But what does he do? He comes back, and that's what led to the Atlanta Super Bowl down in Houston. So you suspend him for 4 games, he still wins the Super Bowl. Like,
was that was that Jimmy G? Did he fill in
those first 4 games? Yeah, Jimmy G was the backup. Yep.
Because he would have been pretty young. Like he would have been.
Oh yeah. Well, he's 30. What is he now? 34, I think. He's a few years younger than me.
He's still in the league, but he would have been like for second year out of college.
Yeah, you know where he's at now, right?
Well, I don't think he was a Ram, but he's unemployed right now.
I think they brought him back. They re-signed him.
Oh, did they re-sign him?
They re-signed him. Yep. I think just for one more year yet, because again, I said you want to stay because Stafford's not going to be playing much longer. But
I always felt so bad for Stafford when he was a Lion.
He had some good years there. I mean, just the team. And to think about it, you got Calvin Johnson there even. You got Megatron.
And Calvin Johnson at a certain point just said, I'm done.
Well, he did the Barry Sanders. He retired younger. He said, I'm not going to, you know what? I'm just.
I mean, it would be one thing if they were winning, but he had remember the 1 year under his watch, they didn't win a game. It was the whole year, and they didn't win a game. 2008, that was the winless Lions. Dante Culpepper was the quarterback that year. Oh, was Dante that year?
Mm-hmm. Yep, they signed him as a free agent, and that's the year the Lions fans are wearing the paper bags on their head. You know what they used to do with the Browns and stuff. Yep. Yeah. I still can't believe. I remember watching that. It was 2008. That's the year I graduated high school. Like I was 19 at that time. Still don't know what happened. I'm like, how do you lose 16 straight games and like? And then the Patriots the year before, that's the funny thing, was back-to-back. The year before, the Patriots had that undefeated season until they lost in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
They were 16-0, and then the year later, the Lions do the opposite. If they go backwards, they go 0-16. So who was the coach? It was Rod Marinelli, I believe, if I'm not mistaken.
Was that Rod?
Yeah, I think it was Rod Marinelli, yep.
Might have been. Because Marinelli also coached Tampa, didn't he?
He was a defensive coordinator or something down there.
Yeah. But I can remember watching Detroit when they had Rodney Pete. And he was running like a madman because he had no O-line.
Well, even when who was it? Well, that was for Meyer when John Kitna was there. That was after that. But
John Kitna. Yeah, I remember when Dave Craig was the quarterback.
Oh yeah, it goes back. Yeah, and who was the other one? Steve LeBel. What's his name? LeBel.
Who was the quarterback after Pete that finally won a game in the playoffs?
Was that? I don't know. It could have been Joey Harrington because he wasn't there long enough.
No, it wasn't Harrington.
Who else? Was it Charlie? Was it Charlie Batch? He was there briefly.
No, it wasn't Charlie Batch. That's great. You're coming up with all kinds of them.
I'm trying to think. There's so many quarterbacks that were there. Garcia was there. I know they didn't win.
Let's see here. Okay, we're going back into Scott Mitchell.
Scott Mitchell. That's who I'm thinking of. Yeah. Yep. That's going back. Yep.
The guy I'm thinking of is Eric Kramer.
Eric Kramer. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Kramer. Yeah. He directed them to I think they won a playoff game under his watch.
Yeah. And that's like the only one they had. Yeah.
Scott, I totally forgot about Scott Mitchell. Remember he was a Dolphin.
Yep. That was that trade. They brought him in to be the savior of the franchise. You know, it's like the Steve Young effect, but not as good. That was a fun. That's as fun as I like the Steve Young Montana. That was the Jimmy G and the Tom Brady. It's a little bit different, obviously, because they drafted. Obviously,
and the third guy was went Montana Young Jeff Garcia.
Well, and even before, technically Garcia, they had who their number one pick because they never took Brady. You know who their number one pick was that year, right?
Who for San Fran?
No, yeah, the year that Brady was drafted.
Was that the Jim Druckenmiller?
No, that close. He went to Hofstra. He's now a goat farmer. He only played 2 seasons with the Niners. He was supposed to be the savior there. They could have had Brady that year, but they didn't take him.
No, I don't know.
Bill Walsh was the GM. Then he came out as he was. I like the West Coast offense. He's one of my favorites for the developing it. It was Giovanni Carmazzi.
Oh, Carmuzzi, but he went to like a bit of a mid-level school, right?
Hofstra. He went to Hofstra University.
Yeah, yeah, and you could see it. Like you might have the arm strength, but you never played against, ACC teams.
And you know who else went to Hofstra? Well, actually, my old teacher used to go to Hofstra, but my martial arts teacher. But there's another famous NFL player that went to Hofstra also.
I know that Wayne Krebet.
That's the one.
Is that the one? Yeah.
That's the one. Yep. He's probably one of my all. I'm not a big Jets fan, but he was one of my all-time favorite Jets, actually.
Well, he was one of the few white receivers I knew.
Okay. Well, that's fair. I mean, how many do they know even now? But really, how many white?
Yeah, and not that it makes a difference, but it was always him, and I don't know if you remember before that the Bears had Tom Waddle.
Yeah.
And Tom Waddle would be in the middle, and he'd get like the rules are not what they were now. He would just get his neck cracked, his shoulder.
Yep.
He took it.
So here we'll play a little fun game here since it's just us and I'm sort of the sports guy here. So it's me and Bill. We'll play this as a Saviors game. We'll do some trivia games. If you have that stuff, I want to do that too. But
we can finish off with some trivia. Yeah.
We'll do that. But here I want to ask you this question because we're obviously both a different generation. So you give me yours, I'll give you mine. Give me your top 5 favorite quarterbacks of all time.
Okay. Number 1 is Brett Favre. Absolutely loved watching Brett Favre. Riverboat Gambler. I think at one point he set the record in the NFL for the most touchdown passes and the most interceptions.
Yep. My favorite Favre, just on a side note, my favorite Favre game, and I watched this game, was the night his dad died, that game in Oakland when he threw the
5 TD against the Raiders.
Yep.
Okay. Who else do I like? As much as as a Packer guy, Aaron Rodgers was one of the smartest quarterbacks of all time.
Yeah.
But and a 4-time MVP. But he's also a bit of a dink.
To be fair.
And so, but see, he doesn't see it. He's one of those guys that thinks he's the smartest guy in the room. And he may be. Like he's very deep, and he's all like you can tell that at university he probably took all these different courses in English and kind of stuff. Who else?
What was he? I think his degree was in finance, actually, if I remember correctly.
I know he went to Cal.
Yeah, he went to Cal. Yep.
He went to Cal. Okay, who else did I? There's one quarterback that never made it that big that I liked was Billy Joe Tolliver.
Oh yeah, okay.
He had an arm of just gold.
Super underrated though, yeah.
But Houston was not very good, and
no. Well, and they only remember really Warren Moon from that too. Like he obviously made the statement when he was there, so like you don't think about anybody else at that point since then. But
no,
it's unfortunate.
Who else did I enjoy watching? Joe Montana was great to watch because Joe in the clutch came through. He was like the precursor to Brady.
Yeah.
Could do it.
I'm sure.
And the one I liked but never won was Jim Kelly. And to take it another step, another quarterback I loved watching was Flutie.
Oh yeah, Doug Flutie. Yeah.
Doug
Flutie who also played with who for a little bit?
He played in the CFL. Oh, the Patriots. When he was with the Patriots, he did the drop kick.
He did the punt. Yeah, the kick.
Yeah, the extra points where because nobody had done it since the 40s or something like that.
I remember watching that game live. That was fun to watch. Yeah.
Yeah. Michael Vick was exciting to watch. Same with Slash. What's his name? It's Cordell Stewart.
That's a good pick there.
Yeah. I didn't mind watching Boomer
Esiason.
He wasn't bad. And the same, but see, quarterbacks like that are like Boomer, Phil Simms. You can't stand in the pocket. If you have no mobility, you better be Matthew Stafford.
There you go.
Because if you're just Joe Blow and your stability sucks and your arm sucks, there's no chance.
That's fair. All right, so now for me, some of ours do mirror a little bit. So these are my top 5 favorites that I like. I watched all these guys play. Actually, I've only seen one of these guys in person though. Actually, seen them play live. So at number 5, and this is just my generation, my OG scrambler is Michael Vick at number 5 for me.
Yep.
I know Randall Cunningham, but that was a little bit before my time. So for me, I count that as Vic was my era of when I watched him. But again, no disrespect, even Warren Moon, but that was again before my time a little bit.
I remember watching Warren Moon in the CFL.
See, that goes way back. So that's just for one.
Well, he came to Canada because the NFL wanted to make him a running back.
Right.
Like, no, they want to play quarterback. So.
Yep. So they worked it out. So there you go. And then at number 4, my other favorite who played, he played arena ball, and I think he played the CFL briefly, is Kurt Warner. Greatest show on.
Warner, yeah. He was he went to training camp with Green Bay as a undrafted free agent. But they go look who they had. They had Favre, they had Matt Hasselback, and they had Ty Detmer.
No. But he got, and then he went to the Arena League, and then he came out, and then the Rams, and then
while he was bagging groceries.
Yep. He played for the Rams. Who else did he play for? Do you know?
He played for the Cardinals.
And you missed one. Who else?
Giants.
Yep. They drafted Manning that year. I knew it was over right away. I'm like, yeah, you're not going to be the starter long because they drafted
the one quarterback I felt the worst for was David Carr.
Yeah, I liked him, and I liked with the Texans that he just got a bum rep. The team wasn't good. I mean, at least he got a Super Bowl with the Giants, but
I think he still holds the record for most sacks against in a year. Like they were terrible. He couldn't.
That's true.
He couldn't see the other. He didn't have so many completions because he couldn't get the bloody ball off.
And technically, to be fair, I have to correct myself. The Giants didn't draft Eli Manning. They traded. They drafted Phillip Rivers, so that was my error.
Yeah,
so.
that was the switcheroo. That's right. Because Arch was like, he ain't going there.
That's why I don't like Eli as much. He's a big crybaby. You go where you don't play. You don't tell teams where you're going. They draft you. I'm glad the Chargers drafted him. I mean, hey.
Well, Elway did that too.
Yeah. Well, they're all big crybabies, but hey, it's what it is.
Elway went and played minor league ball with the Yankees until they.
No, you do that. Hey, listen, you know what? There you go. So that's 4. So what I say? Vic is 5. Kurt Warner's 4. My number 3 is one that's your number 1 is Brett Favre. I love watching Brett Favre play.
Yeah.
He would be higher, but these other two guys obviously were, again, my generation and my era playing. But yeah, Favre was always, he was my last of the, I mean, I like Bledsoe in that era too. Like that was the tail end of like that 90s stretch coming into the 2000s.
Bledsoe is kind of the prototype pocket passer with a killer arm.
Pretty much, yeah.
He had all the skill in the world. He didn't really run or anything.
That's true.
But at that point in the NFL, you didn't have to.
You didn't have to there. Okay, and then at my number 2, you have any guesses who my number 2 could be? It's going to be in my era. He's been retired for a little bit now, but
Ben Roethlisberger.
Oh, ouch! No, no. Number 2, it's the sheriff.
The sheriff. Who's the sheriff?
Mm-hmm. They call him the sheriff.
They call him the sheriff.
Mm-hmm.
Joe Burrow.
No. It's Eli's big brother.
Oh, Peyton?
Mm-hmm.
What is it? What is it? Omaha.
Omaha, when he went to the Broncos. And do you know what that call sign means?
No.
He shared that. So Omaha, he concocted with the Broncos. That was a signal to the line that the linebackers were blitzing to be prepared for the blitz. The rush was coming.
Oh, okay.
It's like they asked him. He said, "Why Omaha?" Because every team has their code words, like call signs and the code words, And he said, "My linemen, every time I yelled Omaha, the linemen, that's their ear. They say, oh, the linebackers the blitz is coming. So that's like, be ready. The blitz. They're sending the blitz." But yep. And the reason why I like Peyton number 2, because obviously you probably can guess who my number 1 is. He's the only quarterback that actually beat the my number 1 quarterback there. Beat him regular season. Even the playoffs were pretty close as far as their stats. He actually had him.
No. Didn't Eli as well though?
Well, no, not in the playoff run because the Super Bowls, but just because Tom and Peyton saw each other in the playoffs more than because they were in the AFC there. They saw each other more often than.
Yeah.
Peyton actually beat the one when the Colts beat the Patriots in. No, that was Baltimore. He beat Tom in that championship with the Broncos. They went to the Super Bowl. They knocked the Patriots out when he won the Super Bowl against the Panthers. And what was the other one? There was none. But just their back. Like he has the better stats. as far as playoff race going there. But then, of course, number one obviously is Tom, and Tom is the one I actually saw play in person. That was actually
you went down to New England.
No, I thought about it. I was going to go for that game when he came back as a Buccaneer, but I wasn't going to pay the money for the ticket. So, and it turned out to be not a great game. It was 19-13. It wasn't really an exciting game anyway, so I watched it from the TV. No, actually, I went, and I still have some of the photos on my phone. I have some of the, and I knew one of the plays I actually had. I said to somebody, "This is going to be one of Tom Brady's top touchdown moments of the season" on ESPN, and it was. I was in the end zone for this play. It was the 2018 season. It was week 12. It was down because it's only about an hour from where I am here in Jersey. It was at MetLife Stadium. I went with a friend who's a diehard Jets fan. We went down. We shook hands. It's a good game. We know who's going to win, but good luck anyway. That was what was it? 27-10. The Patriots beat the Jets. I saw Gronk too. It was his first game back. I was hoping because he had been injured for about 2 weeks. He came back. He had that was his Brady to Gronk in the end zone. I was there for that. I saw Edelman in the end zone, and then Stephon Gilmore intercepted Sam Darnold, who was the Jets quarterback at that time.
Who would have been New England's running back? Was it Sony Michel?
It was Sony Michel. Yep. Mm-hmm.
I was going to say who was the guy that had Ben Jarvis Green Ellis? He was the other one.
No, actually, that was before that. That was back in the 2010s. This is actually funny you mentioned that. This was my favorite trio of running backs. I have his autograph helmet somewhere. It was Sony Michel. It was my other favorite was James White, who was also the pass catching back.
James White, that's right. Yeah.
And the third down back was Rex Burkhead.
Yeah, because both of them didn't leave the league that long ago. Maybe 2 years ago.
Yeah, actually, let's see who retired. James White retired. What are we in 26 now?
Yeah,
I want to say 23. I think he retired. I think Burkhead is still technically playing, but he's a free agent. He might still be with Houston.
Did he play last year, Burkhead?
I think he was on the roster. I don't know if he got much playing time, but and then Sony Michel retired, which is ironic. He's actually got 2 rings. He won one with the Patriots and one with the Rams.
Who was the guy that New England had at running back, and at the Super Bowl, he was playing like beach football and twisted his ankle, and then they didn't play him again?
Oh, geez. Okay, who was that?
I forget, but it was one of those things where Belichick said, "Okay, next."
Yeah, well, and the fun story about that. What did he tell that story? I think it was when Randy Moss was there, and I remember. Was it Randy? No. You know who it was, and this is great because I never really liked him anyway. It was Chad Ochocinco or Johnson, whatever you want to call him.
Oh, Chad, yeah.
When they signed him, he was on the practice squad. I think he didn't make the team yet. One of Belichick's cardinal rules is when there's a team meeting, you have curfew by 11 p.m. Almost like college days, you got to be in by a certain time. And he said, if you're late for the meeting, this game before the Sunday game, I don't care who you are, you're not playing. And Ochocinco had gone out drinking. He stayed out late. He broke curfew. He came back. He was, what was he? I think he was like 30 minutes late to the team meeting the next day. And so Belichick said, he goes, well, I'm Chad Johnson. I'm this big receiver. And Belichick said, I don't give a fuck. You're not playing. You broke the curfew. I told you. Anybody comes in, you ain't playing. And so he didn't play the Sunday. And then they cut him after that anyway.
Burkhead retired after 2024.
Okay. All right. I couldn't remember. I think he held out, but he was hoping to get a chance, and then I don't know, somewhere. But
I think it's retirement due to lack of interest, I think.
Yeah, there wasn't many teams, and I think he had a couple injuries too.
Yeah.
That's like James Devlin, the fullback, retired too.
At that point, he would have been like 32, and if you got bad knees or bad elbows, or whatever.
Yeah, he was beaten up a little bit, and that's like with the fullback, James Devlin, who was the fullback there at that time. I saw him play too, but he had that bone in his neck, like he retired because he's like, I'm not going to get crippled just to,
And it's funny how many fullbacks are left in the NFL.
They don't use that now. They you know what they do? They move the tight end back there. That's what they do.
Or they call it like the H back, right?
Right. Yeah, they see all changes now. It's different.
That's kind of the position. It was kind of created by like Shannon Sharp.
Mm-hmm.
He was kind of a tight end, but he couldn't block.
And then my favorite story, I remember Brady told this story, and this was great. It was the game. I forget what. I think it was 2004 maybe. But anyway, they were playing the Ravens, and he made a bad read. He was picked off by Ed Reed. He threw the interception there. And he tells this story because he said, just so you know how serious Belichick was, they had a meeting in the office Monday after that game. And according to him, he broke the protocol. Like Belichick had the play design and Brady went a different direction, so he chose to throw the ball elsewhere. And he said Belichick wasn't happy. He said he said to me in my office, he said, Tom, you throw that ball out there again and you get picked off, I don't care who you think you are, I'm cutting you the next day. Because I don't want you throwing the ball there.
I don't think they would have cut him, but they might have benched him.
This is Belichick. He doesn't care. Like he just has this.
Belichick ain't the owner.
True.
Like,
well, that's
like somebody like Brady. That's at the owner level. Robert Kraft.
Well, that's what led to that drama back in 2017. So, which if you remember that story, that was the whole Jimmy G situation because his contract they can't keep both of them. You're not. It's a Steve Young and it's the Montana situation. You can't keep both. And you know which way Belichick wanted to go.
Well, Jimmy G went and chased the money. I don't know who he signed. Was it Carolina?
What they did was they ended up trading him because they couldn't sign it and they didn't want to risk losing it. So they traded him to the Niners. That's when he went to that Super Bowl the first time. But that's where Robert Kraft stepped in and overrode Belichick and said, I want Tom here. We're not, because obviously you can't keep both. Tom was due for a new contract and Jimmy G needed a new contract, but you can't pay both of them starters money. So that led to that old debacle.
When was the Robert Kraft rub and tug? When was that?
That broke
2021.
Something, yeah. I think it was after Brady was gone. Now again, I don't know. I mean, I know it looks there. You can never tell with the media though, because the American media is so bad. I'm not saying players and stuff like now. The big thing, speaking of the Raiders, we talked about earlier, and just a quick sidebar: would you let him back? What's his name? Henry Ruggs III.
Yeah, I put it in my room. Yeah, apparently, I don't know if he's working out, but there is some interest.
He wants to reply. Here, let me go back. I'll also tie this in. See, here's where I have an issue with this stuff. Okay. Now, again, I'm not saying people don't deserve second chances, but speaking of Michael Vick, this is what still rubs me the wrong way. The whole dogfighting thing, right? You probably remember that back when that happened, right?
He claimed he rented it out, but he didn't know what was being used for.
True. Although he did also say I was young and dumb. I had all this money. I didn't know what to do with it. So I did. And I had the wrong crowd. I had the wrong friends that were not my friends and, blah, blah, blah. But what bothers me about that is, now again, and this is any animal activist lovers, I love animals. Do not misunderstand what I'm about to say. I just want to asterisk that because people will get upset if I don't say that. You're complaining over killing dogs there. It's not good. It's not great. Don't misunderstand me. But in the same time, and now they're saying they should ban Michael Vick for life. He should never play football like the Pete Rose thing. He should never play again, blah, 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 blah. At the same time, fellow NFL player, Dante Stallworth, who did play for the Patriots briefly, been all over, he was convicted of manslaughter. He drunk driving, killed 2 people in the car, okay? As soon as that happened, same time the dogfighting ring came out, they want to throw Vic under the bus saying he never plays again for killing some dogs, but Stallworth gets to come back after he kills 2 people. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, and again, it's nothing offensive. I love animals, so I'm not saying, but I'm pretty sure a human life's a little more valuable than animals from what I was brought up to believe. So Vic did his time. He went to jail for what? I think 18 months. And
I know that he was, monitored for a while afterwards and stuff.
He came out. He got a job in construction. Actually, he worked just to be. He's trying to make some. He had to make some of the money because he lost a lot of money in legal fee, all that stuff. It kind of drained him from what he had. And I like to see him when the Eagles gave him a shot. It's a shame it didn't last as long as it could have. But but see, the same thing now with the Ruggs situation. Look, I'm kind of like on the fence just because. It's the same thing with the player from the Patriots that we don't speak of anymore. They kind of erased him from history. The Aaron Hernandez thing.
Well, it's funny. I actually saw a clip the other day of him sitting in a seminar when he was drafted with all the other rookies. And they had Chris Carter up there saying, what you got to do and you got to stay in line and be careful who you hang out with and don't waste all your money and, stay away from the glitz and glamour and the girls and all that.
Yep.
He obviously didn't take it to heart.
No. Well, think about it. Again, obviously, I'm not poking fun at you, but obviously you're older than I am. But if you remember back in the day when you're younger, like, and we all, I mean, I was young too. You know what it's like when you get young and impulsive and you're youthful, 20 something, and you're just kind of getting, you know what it's kind of like. We've all been there. But now as you get older, you realize, like, yeah, I really shouldn't have hung with these crowds, or I shouldn't have.
But with him, I think part of it was, I think he had mental health issues.
Part of it, yeah.
I think he got involved with the white stuff, and it exacerbated it.
Yep.
And
so that all plays a part, but it's just the concept is like the celebrities. Oh, we're not touchable because we have all the money. You're bound by the same structures as far as we're concerned. So that's like I said. I make this joke of people. I said, you know what? As far as the actors that are here from other countries, just as an example from your neck of the woods there, but you can have Justin Bieber back. We don't want him here, as far as I'm concerned.
No, but maybe we'll take back Ryan Gosling.
You can have him back, but we get the right. We're keeping. You're going
to keep Ryan Reynolds.
We're going to keep Ryan Reynolds, and we're going to keep Jim Carrey.
Okay.
So you can.
But my favorite is Keanu Reeves, but he's pretty much out of it. He retired. He said, "I'm done."
Is he Keanu? Who? Oh, Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, he's Canadian.
Is he really? I always forget that. Oh, because he was born in. I thought he was born in Hawaii. Was it Hawaii? No, where was he born?
That I couldn't tell you.
I think it was Hawaii. Maybe he had citizenship in the. I don't know.
Maybe his parents, or maybe it was a military thing. I don't know.
They're born all over the place, but yeah, I don't. No, he just did. What did he appear in? He appeared in the John Wick, the reboot, the ballerina thing, whatever they call it. I forget, but I don't think he's going to do any more action film because he said I don't have any cartilage in my knees left. So
okay, here you go. So he was born in Beirut, Lebanon.
That's what it was. His name means after Hawaiian. It means what is it? Keanu means something. I forget. It's a Hawaiian word. But he might have Canadian citizenship. I don't know.
No, he is a Canadian actor, so there must be ties somehow.
Probably, but I know Ryan.
He made his acting debut in '84. Oh, you know what his first movie was?
That's a tough. I know it's one of those. Oh, it was it wasn't like one of those school films. I forget what it's called though.
Youngblood.
Youngblood. That's right. He talked about that, wasn't it? It was like one of those school flicks or something. Like
a hockey.
Hockey. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
With Rob Lowe.
One of my favorites though was outside of the John Wicks and outside of what else did he do? I like Speed. That was a good one.
I saw Speed in the theater actually.
But one of my other favorite actors, he also did a movie was Point Break.
Oh, Point Break with Swayze. Oh yeah.
And he's one of my favorite actors. Yeah. Yep. So.
My favorite actor of all time was Canadian also, but it was coincidentally, I didn't care that he was Canadian. I really liked Donald Sutherland.
Really? Okay. Yeah, I didn't know he was Canadian. Okay. I like Kiefer Sutherland. He was really good. Yeah.
I think Donald Sutherland is widely recognized as one of the greatest actors to never win an Oscar.
And he just died a couple of years ago. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you ever see that one with Keanu? Oh, is this the one? No, not John Wick. The one where two girls showed up at his door, and he was married, and they kind of seduced him.
Oh,
and at the end, his head was under the ground, under.
Yeah, I can't think of it. I know I've seen it. I can't remember the name of it now either. But yeah, I saw that one.
Knock. That's it.
That's right. Knock. Yeah, that's right.
Because that one kind of ventured into horror territory.
Yeah, I think that was his closest one he did. What was it? I'm trying to think what else did he do that I liked he did. Oh, I love Constantine. I hope they make they talked about making a sequel, but
yeah, they are with Peter Stormare coming back.
Yeah, I hope so, because I really like that one. The only one I didn't care for, I've seen them. They're okay, but I wasn't really into the Bill and Ted. I couldn't really get into that brand of comedy.
You know which one of his is really good, where it's weird, but it's good, is Devil's Advocate.
I just watched that the other day. I love that one. It's one of my favorites with Al Pacino.
Charlize Theron.
Yep. Yeah. That's a good one. Al Pacino, and who was the other guy?
Jeffrey Jones is in that?
Yeah, yep. Mm-hmm, yep. Yeah, I just watched that the other day. It's one of my favorites.
It's a good one.
Along that line, the same line is I like Tom Cruise in The Firm. That was another good one that I liked from that.
See, when everybody says, what's your favorite Tom Cruise movie? I always say Risky Business.
Actually, you know what? Can you guess what mine is? I mean, I like Mission Impossible and I like Top Gun, but there's actually another one that's one of my favorites. I just bought another copy of it. I got several copies of it.
Rain Man.
No, that's a good one though.
Was it what's the one where he played high school football? Was it Class of '84 or something?
Something, yeah, not that one. It was. This is early 2000s.
I can't go that far back. I can't remember.
He also it took place in another country. We'll put it that way.
It's just one of those ones where he's like a spy in the Middle East or something.
No, actually, he was a soldier, and I only say this because I train with this weapon.
A few good men.
No, but that's a good guess.
Okay.
I only say it because he does training with this weapon, and I also train with this weapon. It's one of my favorite weapons to train with. My favorite movie is The Last Samurai.
I don't think I've seen it.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think I have.
Oh, now you got to watch. That's a good one. It's a tearjerker though. That's Edward Zwick was the director. That's a good one.
Who did he co-star with?
The only other big name in that one is I can't think of that Japanese actor. He's he plays in the Shogun series on Hulu, and he was in the one John Wick film. Not Carrie. What's his name? I can't. This Japanese actor. I forget what his name is. Oh, and what's his name? Ken Watanabe was in that also.
You know what other movie of his I've seen a few times?
Oh, Billy Connolly was in that too. That's right, Billy Connolly.
Okay, is the last film of Roman Polanski?
Oh, yeah.
Eyes Wide Shut.
Thank you. Yeah. Yep.
That's a freaky. Now it gets a lot of crap for being sexual and all that, but if you look at it, it's just a cult film.
Who else was in that?
It's a fascinating. What's her name? The Australian chick. Is his wife? Nicole Kidman.
Yeah. That's right.
Kidman. Yeah, but there's a few scenes in that it's just. Wow.
No, it wasn't Nicole Kidman. They're not married.
No, was it Nicole Kidman?
No, she's married. She just got divorced from Keith Urban, actually.
Oh, but it wasn't her who was in it.
It might have been her, but she wasn't married to him. They may have been dating at that time, but.
Shut. 1999. What about? He wasn't in Bonfire of the Vanities, was he?
I don't think so.
Okay, yeah, no. The two big names are Cruise and Kidman.
Okay, so they were in it, but yeah, they weren't. They might have been maybe dating at that time, but I don't think they were ever married. That was a good one. But yeah, who else was in the? I'm trying to think. What's another good film? Minority Report. I really liked. That was with Tom Cruise.
Oh, Minority Report. I forgot about that. That's kind of a different kind of role for him.
Yeah, I just watched that recently. And what was the other one? A Few Good Men was good.
What's the one where he was a soldier in Vietnam? Wasn't he in one of those?
Oh, that's Born on the 4th of July.
Yeah, that one. But what was the one about Valor?
Oh,
is it Uncommon Valor? No.
Something. Yeah, Act of Valor.
That was because he played. He kind of. I think he was with I don't know if he was back with Swayze or like with the Outsiders. He was in the Outsiders.
Yeah, I don't think they ever worked together, Swayze and Cruise.
After that, no. I don't know.
No. One of my other favorites was he worked with Brad Pitt, was an Interview with the Vampire. I like that one a lot.
I saw that in the theater. Gary Oldman.
Yep.
And you know who does a good role in that is Tom Waits. Tom Waits.
Yep. And Antonio Banderas was in that one also.
Oh, was Banderas in that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep. Couldn't have been after they kill Lestat and when Louis goes off with Claudia, he meets the vampires in Europe and what was his name? Armand. He plays Armand. He's the leader of that group of vampires in the movie theater or the acting theater.
All right. Are we gonna? I was gonna say I'm getting tired. Are we gonna keep going?
No, we can stop. Sorry, I get caught. Why don't we wrap this? We'll do a little trip just to round up the night because we're pretty much at that point anyway. But that was a good topic. Yeah. I read off some movies I haven't seen forever.
Well, yeah. Well, you know what? We can go with different themes, different actors. Like I could have taken you down a rabbit hole that you'd never escape from.
Oh, I could probably do the same with you too if I really dug deep in my goodie bag. But no, we could do that.
One of the ideas I was thinking possibly, in show ideas is someone picks a movie we all watch and then we give our POV.
That's kind of what we're doing now. Like now, tomorrow I'm going to be with the movie critics. We're doing this with the Muppet movie. That's kind of what they have a theme every month.
But I would love to hear Haas's point of view. I'd love to hear Dave's point of view.
They're very simple. Yeah. No, that would be fun. I think that would be a nice little.
And you don't give them anything like we're not going to give them Human Centipede or something. Like you give them like
those were good films too, though.
Number 1 is good. Number 2 is fantastic.
Yeah. Number 3 was just kind of like
awful. It's awful.
Yeah.
It's literally shit. It's a shit literally. A movie when Eric Roberts joins up, it's
well, to be fair, I liked him in Best of the Best, though. I thought that was a good film.
He had some good roles, but at this point, he's taking all.
He's just taking anything he can get. Yeah, yeah, we could do that. I think we're gonna start watching. We'll watch Terrifier. We'll do that. We'll see how everybody feels about that.
What's the movie? Eric Roberts. Is it Star 88?
It might be.
Where his girlfriend was a Playboy model and she got abused and Star 80. That was it.
Star 80. Yeah. Yep.
Like that is gritty.
There you go.
What is it? The King of Greenwich Village.
He did that one. Yep.
So like he did a bunch of good ones, but at a certain point he just I'd rather.
No, we can do that. I'll tell you what you do if you want. We'll at the meeting. We'll propose that. That can be on the table. We'll talk about that with the others. May as well bring it up now. So I think that's a good idea.
Yep. It doesn't have to be an always thing. Maybe once a month.
Yeah, something to be a nice little team building exercise kind of thing. Which would be cool. So, but yeah, so we'll wind it down here. Let's do a little trivia since you pulled some fun stuff up. Let's see what you got. We'll kind of end this on a fun note for everybody because it's kind of how we like to end these shows anyway.
Okay, do you want here what category? Random, pop culture, entertainment, books, history, geography, science, music, TV,
just for fun. Let's make it random. Let's make it a potpourri.
Okay.
Who knows?
Random.
Who knows what'll come out? Here we go.
Okay, all right. Let's see. Okay, what is the only U.S. state that can be typed in using only one row of the standard QWERTY keyboard?
Oh.
What is the only U.S. state that can be typed in using only one row of the standard QWERTY keyboard?
Rhode Island.
Alaska.
Dang it. I didn't know that, but you can ask me again.
I wouldn't have got that either.
No, that's hard.
What do you call the visible part of the rivet commonly found in the pocket of jeans? You know that little button?
Yeah, I can't remember now.
Call it. I would have never known that either.
I don't know.
Couldn't guess. The burr.
The burr. Okay.
You are okay.
How
many cards are in a standard deck of playing cards?
52.
52.
Yep.
What is the only planet in our solar system to rotate clockwise on its axis?
Jupiter.
Venus.
Oh, men are from Mars. So yeah. Okay.
Okay. Here's one you probably could get. Leonardo da Vinci's Mona Lisa hangs in what museum?
Fudge. Yeah, I did know it. Isn't it the one in Venice? It has a name though.
No, it's in France.
Oh, the Louvre.
The Louvre.
The Louvre. That's right. Yeah.
According to the Guinness Book of World Records, what's the best-selling book of all time?
Oh, that's tough. The Bible.
Yep. Yeah, the Bible. Yeah. That's absolutely. I mean, they've been printing it since they started the printing press, right?
That was Johann Gutenberg was the first, and he printed it in German. Johann Gutenberg. Yep.
Okay, here's one I might have gotten. Edie Falco and James Gandolfini star in what series about the life of a New Jersey mob boss?
Oh, that's easy. The Sopranos.
That's a show I've never seen.
Oh, well.
What guitarist notably performed on the Michael Jackson song "Beat It"? It didn't come out 2 years later, I don't think, unless you read the notes.
No, I feel like it wasn't Axl Rose, was it?
No, it was Eddie Van Halen.
That was the other one. Darn it! I always mix those up. Okay.
Yeah. See, I would have said Eddie or Slash. It would have been.
That was the other one. Yeah, them in the same. I knew it was somebody famous.
But Slash wasn't big enough at that time when it came out. That would have been 5 years too early.
They didn't care about him then. He wasn't big. Yeah.
Which month of the year is National Ice Cream Month?
July.
You got it. Look at you.
I only guess because that's my birthday month in there, so that's the only reason why I pick it. So.
Oh, okay. Now this is interesting. That Big Hoss would have as good a chance as any of us. The first iPhone was released in what year?
2007.
Yeah, how'd you know that?
Number one, I was around for
week.
that. Yeah, I did. I asked that question, but I also remember because I remember when the craze was going on, people were camping outside the store and everything. So,
Cillian Murphy plays a 1900s mob boss in Birmingham, England, in what's streaming series?
I have to watch this. I heard it's almost like Sons. I've told, but the answer is Peaky Blinders.
Yeah. Speaking of Cillian Murphy, I recently rewatched 28 Days Later.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good one. What was Taylor Swift's first song to chart on the Billboard Hot 100?
This sounds like a question. I answered. This is Taylor Swift. Oh, that's the album. No, it's the first song. You said the first song, right?
The first song of hers to ever chart.
Hang on.
I would have no idea.
I can't remember. It's been so long. I don't remember anymore.
It's called Tim McGraw.
Oh, that's right. Okay, yeah.
Okay, this one I remember watching. In what TV series did actor Tom Hanks co-star with Peter Scolari in the early 1980s? This is before he made it big. This was kind of like when he did Bachelor Party.
Oh gosh, I know. I remember. I can't think of it now either. I couldn't tell you.
Bosom Buddies.
Bosom Buddies. Okay, yeah, I heard of it.
Because they had to pretend. They had to pretend they were women to live in the apartment or something.
I remember. Yeah, I remember the concept. Yeah, yep.
Okay, I'll give you two more.
Okay.
Here's your second last. What Andrew Lloyd Webber Broadway show features the characters Mephistopheles and Old Deuteronomy? Like if you've seen it, you're getting it in a second. But if you didn't,
I have, but I know I've heard of it. I know it's wrong. Phantom of the Opera. It's not that.
That's a good guess. Cats.
Cats. Yeah. Okay. Yep. I know it has a dark element, but that's the wrong one. Okay.
Okay, I'll give you one more.
Okay.
Just trying to find a good one.
Good on the end note. Yep.
Okay, and I'll get one under entertainment.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Here we go. This is for Final Jeopardy.
Cool. Okay.
The book, Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep, was made into what highly successful 1982 sci-fi film? The book, Do Androids Sleep of Electric Sheep, was made into what highly successful 1982 film? I threw in sci-fi for you.
The only one I could think of, it's one of my favorites, and I'm pretty sure this is wrong, because I don't remember too many of those back then, and I think this is kind of off base, but my only guess would be Terminator, but I know that can't be right.
No, but if I give you the actor, perhaps. Harrison Ford.
Oh, Blade Runner?
Blade Runner.
Blade Runner. Okay, they just made the remake not too long ago or something,
I've never seen the original all the way through.
I haven't either, so... And they just did it.
Is there anybody here that got them all? If so, join us.
Comment. Yeah, leave a comment. Keep a scorecard because we'll do this again. We're gonna have other games we're gonna feature. And actually, again, in case you missed the earlier part of the show, we're gonna have we'll have some new faces on here. This show is gonna kind of be a potpourri. We're gonna mix up the cast a little bit, get some other faces in here. Well, some of them you know, some of you haven't. But
the other idea we could bring up in a couple of days is if the odd person who's watching wants to participate, let us know.
Yeah, you can do that too. We're open to that. This is very fun, very laid back.
We are not intimidating in the least bit.
Nope. These are all for fun. Again, this is just to give you guys some fun, maybe information you didn't know, maybe just some games to play.
Maybe we can educate and through trivia. It could be like Cliff Clavin.
Exactly. Pointless facts, but you still learn stuff. No, okay. But you never know. But all that great stuff and more is here. And let me just feature this for the ending here.
If you play Trivial Pursuit, it helps you.
There you go. So make sure you guys stay tuned for more. We do have, let me put this up. This is the link. We're going to add more links. This is our stuff here. I do want to put this, I got to get some other things. But if you guys want to check out our stuff, that's there. Some of the shows you can find featured at the network there, including this show. We also have, again, as previously mentioned earlier, let me find my photos because I had it there. We have Bill's show, which is here.
Music, movie, sports. If you like music, if you like movies, if you like sports, and if you like stuff, give me a watch or a listen. It's only episodes are audio only, and they're about an hour and a half. And
Yep.
if you don't like one of the sections, you can fast forward to the next one.
There you go. But catch Taskmaster Bill there. We also
I was
have
gonna say-
check out.
I was just going to say Sam has listened to it and can advocate for its quality.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, no, it's fantastic. I listen a lot of times at night if I go to bed. I'll put it on because like it's very laid back. It's soothing. So it's kind of a good show for you guys. Like the end of the day to kind of catch like just a little bit of nostalgia, a little bit of
Won't make you think too hard. Might make you laugh.
Exactly. So there's that. You can also check out Network 3000 there, David's show, one of our other younger guys that joined us there. He does a lot of sports and different things. Had a couple of great shows on recently. If you guys want to check that out, we'll get the link to his channel.
If you like interviews with opinions about sports or like pop culture, Dave's show is great.
And then if you want a good party show, I would suggest this show. Which features myself and Big Hoss and one of our other good friends up at Go-See there. We have a little bit of fun, a little bit of entertainment. We do drink a little bit, do all kinds of stuff.
Every once in a while, I pop in.
There you go. That's good. We'd like to have people comment there so you can check that out. We did also, on the promo, we did this one was the drinking challenge game. That was kind of fun. So we'll do more things like this. You guys can check that out.
If you like watching people fall asleep.
Pretty much, especially late night, that can happen. We're working on this show here. If you guys are up late, we have a Who's Up show coming out soon. For all you insomniacs, people that sleep during the day, if you're going to be up late and need something to listen to, that's going to be the show for you. What else do I have on here? I think that's all I have there. Just some examples of some shows. We have some new ones that we're going to be introducing that we haven't yet.
I was going to say stay tuned because we have quite a few in the hopper. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, we're going to debut a bunch. You guys might have heard of a few. We've been sharing online too some of the newer shows, but we're going to feature everybody here. So make sure you guys follow us. Links there. We're going to add some new stuff for the network specifically so that we can get everybody linked in. So you'll find everybody all in one spot.
At some point, we'll have a master control.
Pretty much, essentially, is what's going to happen. That's the overall. We're working and we're still in research and development. We're just getting all the team together. Now we have everybody pretty much locked in. We're kind of working on.
Let's say that Sam is our Captain Kirk and I'm Scotty.
Pretty much, yeah. Driving force there. Which reminds us, we'll be working this week. Bill already knows we got some projects to do in the next coming days, so we'll be busy. So,
would you consider Haas Spock?
Very loosely based, maybe. I would consider him one of the red shirt guys.
Or what was her name? Uhura or whatever, the black girl?
Yeah, Doctor. Yeah, I would say her. Yeah, I mean, we have to have some he's the eye candy, so it makes sense.
Yeah, that's right. He is the eye candy.
So he's the girl. So there you go. There you go. That's a good one. So, but this is the kind of stuff we're talking about, guys. So one more time, just so you guys can see, in case you forgot, this show is here. The Pod Squares. What happens in the squares stays in the squares. It's that potpourri show. Anything and everything can. And probably will happen. So make sure you buckle up.
I was going to say, if you come in the chat and you give us a topic, we'll do our best.
We do anything. Yeah. Well, okay. I should be careful when I say anything you want in the chat there. A little bit within reason.
Okay, no. Anything that isn't going to bring us down, be controversial, try to convert me to Judaism. We don't want that.
Or anything that's going to get us flagged on YouTube specifically, since we feature there. We want to keep it. Yeah. There's certain rules we got to follow, so we have to be fair. But outside of that,
we do not want to be demonetized if we ever get there.
Exactly, and we have that option coming down the road. So we just want to make sure everybody, give us your ideas, but at the same time, remember that we do have to be civil and remember all this stuff. So, but that doesn't mean we don't want to hear from you guys.
We can have a 45-minute discussion on our favorite ice cream flavor.
There you go. See, that's fair, and then we won't get flagged for that. So look at that. There you go. But catch more of us. Stay tuned for more What's Up Bro stuff's going to come out this week. We got some ideas. Oh, actually, that reminds me. Let me put this up. Sorry, I don't want to hold it. I want to do one more because I think I'm going to make this the official for. Let me just flash this. I know it's there. I got the photo here. 1 second. I do want to make an announcement.
You think you're going to flash us?
Not that kind of flash. No, that's one of the things that's going to get us demonetized. We already risked it. Big Hoss did that before. We already took a chance there. I don't want to rock the boat.
I was going to say, did YouTube give you any flack over that?
Not that I saw, and I'm trying to be careful not to overstate that because we're pushing. But no, we're good. Because technically, I don't honestly know. I'm still trying to understand the guidelines for that because I don't know if technically because it's when men men can do it, but then again, I remember I made that comment. I think you were here for that. You also see these little videos they do with they show the male anatomy for educational purposes. You can get away with that, but certain other things, if you see, I don't understand the guideline myself. I'm trying to make sense of it.
Okay. Here's what you got to tell Big Hoss. He has to demonstrate self-examination for testicular cancer.
we could do that. We might have to do that on Rumble though, because I just don't know.
It's important. I mean, every guy should have it checked out. There's nothing.
It is. See, but that's why. See, I go back, and again, it would be educational, but at the same, I go back to like, how does the algorithm flag what's flag? Like, that's where I'm confused. Like, and I'm not trying to be a Debbie, and I'm not blaming. Like, I know YouTube has to keep standards. We understand that. We respect it. It's just the
rules kind of change on the fly.
Right. It's just, and it's weird because like, how do they just like basically how do they determine that, and what determines, and yada yada yada. Like, I'm trying to understand. Not that I want to beat the system, but I'm trying to make sense of it so that we know, like, so we can also avoid that. There's the photo. But what I was going to say was, to end this too, make sure you guys check out, it's going to probably be officially here at the What's Up Bro podcast show. We are going to be having some interviews tomorrow with some newer sponsors that want help to be advertised. They're going to advertise our stuff as well. That's probably going to be live tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern time. So if you guys want to catch that, it will be here. If you can't catch it live, the rebroadcast, you can watch it. It'll be in the What's Up Bro show video episode playlist. If you guys can check that out, it will drop. Make sure you tune in for that. We'll see what other shows we got lined up this week. We'll probably add a few more. And then again, when we have the other new shows, we're going to share them so you guys can catch them as well. So entertainment's going on all the time. So make sure you get something. So if you say you're not entertained, then something's wrong, because we have entertainment galore. So shouldn't be hard to find. But for all of us here, us at JJ Production Studios, as far as Airway Kingdom Network, myself, Sam Crow, Big Hoss, Taskmaster Bill, all of our other friends that are here, we're glad you guys tuned in. Happy Sunday and good luck. It is technically now Monday, so back to work. Hope you guys are safe. Have a great week. Easter's coming up. I know it's early, but happy Easter ahead of time in case you don't get it.
Have that final swig of beer, brush your teeth, go to bed.
Go to bed. Yep. I'm going to take some Advil. I might have to rub some Bengay on, and I'm going to bed because my body is starting to hurt. So it was a day. That's just to put it mildly.
Every time you say Bengay, my mind goes otherwhere.
Yeah, that's a whole different show. Maybe we'll
and it's not in a negative way. It's just funny.
I know. No, I think I have an idea for a new concept of we're gonna do it for the show. And again, we're still gonna do. I'm pushing Big Hoss. He's gonna send you that photo with the bacon. I want to do that. We're gonna have some fun stuff coming out.
Oh, and while we're here, see if you can get a hold of Poe with the picture.
I asked him again. He said he will. He's been preoccupied. Again, I gave you you have the other one. So again, push comes to shove. Just use what you got. You have that.
It just takes 20 seconds.
I know, but he's always busy with stuff. So if we don't get anything, you have all of our other ones. Just combine those. We'll make it what it is.
We'll do.
We got something special for you guys. That's what we're talking about. So stay tuned for that. We got something special coming out. We're going to do a bunch of other stuff. So be sure to follow us. And again, if you're here, I'll do this lastly as we wrap it here. If you're watching this on YouTube specifically, please do the thing, like and subscribe. Click that notifications bell right there as you see it to let you know when new content is coming out, when it's available. You don't want to miss the next show. You can also view it on our page, jnjproductionstudios.com, www.jnjproductionstudios.com. The link is there for this as well. Thank you, guys. Happy week to you all. Good night. Much love. Peace to you all. We'll see you guys again soon. And remember, X equals Y. And always what? Always keep it squared. I think that's the catchphrase. We got it.
Is that our new catchphrase? Keep it square?
Keep it squared. I like it. What do you think?
Sure. But we have to have some Huey Lewis. Hip to be square.
Yeah. Keep it hip and always be a square.
Except we'd get flagged for copyright infringement. So.
Oh, dang it. All right. I'll get on the horn. I'll email Huey Lewis and his people. We'll see what we can do there. Maybe we can work something out if we advertise. So
okay. Next episode, I'll give you a nice little story about Huey Lewis.
There we go. Hey, tune in, you guys. You don't want to miss it. Catch that next time. All right, y'all. Good night. Much love. Peace to y'all. See you soon. Happy week. Happy Easter. Happy life. Be well. Keep smiling. See you guys soon.
Happy life.
Exactly. Good night, everybody.
See you later.
See you next time.